Okay, we're live. And so I was so excited about today's class that I actually scheduled two streams. And so and my dog is so excited that he's eating all the food. He's like whenever things happen, he's like it's like that episode in The Office where Dwight gets stuck in like an elevator. Now my dog is now stuck in this room, and so he's eating all the food. He's probably going to establish a pee corner soon. Um, but let me clarify which stream because I accidentally made two streams because I was so excited. So let's oh god, I hope I don't click end stream. Okay, we're still live. Okay. I gotta be careful here. Go back. Okay, good. And season 4, class 5. Okay, maybe paste this again. Okay, I don't think anyone's waiting there. Okay, so we're good. But I think I pasted it already in the chat. So yeah, I think we're good. So everyone found the right stream. Okay, so let's get back to the class. Sorry. So the reason I was so excited was because, hold on, let me make sure this is actually still working. I am actually using uh, a uh, a new microphone. So let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, we don't actually use the Discord. We use the Discord only for announcements, so there's no access for the Discord. If you have access to the announcements, you have access. So let's see, and then just let me know that people can hear me, and then because I'm actually using a new microphone, but if that's okay, I'll keep going. So excuse me. So the reason I was so excited is because we have an exciting breakthrough. We've launched the world's first video to agents. And what that means is you can upload a Loom video or any screen recording now and generate an agent from end to end up to 50 minutes of video. And that's exciting because we've been working on this for a while. The first time I thought about this was someone got us with like the Air Force, and we were trying to talk to the Air Force, and they like, well, I guess this is like a general problem, but every enterprise seemed like I was talking to like many different large enterprises. That's like after that, that kind of had the same problem where you lose expertise when you lose contractors and employees, and governments have a lot of contractors that they constantly churn through. And so that seems to be like a huge problem. And so that's when I first thought about the solution. But it was expensive then to get working because there was no model that supported video input then. And the only way we could have done it, well, I got it working, but it was really expensive. It was like $100 for a minute of video. But basically, we screenshotted the video. We used computer vision to detect significant changes. And then I only submitted this frames of the significant changes into the model. And that was still very expensive. And I only did that to figure out, like, to create an action graph and then use that to generate our no-code graph, basically. So now we've done that much easier in a scalable way. Google Gemini is actually the only model that exists today that supports video input like this. So GPT-4 doesn't do this, Llama doesn't do this. And so this, I guess if I were Google, I would share this video. It's on YouTube. So because they're the world's only model that supports this right now. But I think more models will support this soon. So essentially, this is now also the easiest way to build agents compared to any other way because you don't have to install anything anymore. You can actually test this now directly on our landing page without even logging in. So anyway, let me get to the stuff and we'll extend it. So yeah, there's Open Agent Cloud. Am I going to talk about? Yeah, I'll talk about that next. Okay, so we launched Open Agent Cloud. So Open Agent Cloud has this Loom to agent feature. So you can upload a Loom video. The premise is you don't have to install anything locally, and it generates the agents for you. from videos from end to end. And so you upload a video, it can be any screen recording, it generates the agent, and you can run it in our cloud instances, basically. So I have it running on my dashboard. I have like I have many parallel instances just because I'm testing them. You don't have to. You can start with one. You can actually pack like up to 200 agents into a single instance. So I think for many users, they won't, for like personal use, you won't use up more than one instance. But if you're scaling to thousands, or if you're interested in scaling up to thousands of parallel agents, we've actually built an easy way to do that. So basically, this is one of the notes in the slide. We can schedule agents directly using our same scheduler, but if you have OpenAgent Cloud, it will install the Chrome extension and OpenAgent Studio for you with the latest version. And if you hit the little refresh button, so there's a little refresh button here, it takes about 10-20 seconds, and it comes back, and in 10 seconds it updates with the latest version. And so maybe I'll just hit it once or something, and it'll disappear, or that one disappears, and then it'll come back in like 10 to 20 seconds, and then it'll automatically update to the latest version. And it's really fast because it's hosted on the same infrastructure in Google Cloud as the latest Linux version, which you can now also get access to. We just don't have it in the interactive onboarding. So if you're interested in the latest Linux version, you can contact support and they can send you the link. And then we'll have it in the interactive onboarding soon too. So very soon, actually, we'll guide users to just using OpenAgent Cloud and maybe even include a cloud instance in our subscription, because it's so much easier. You don't have to install anything. You can just upload a video. It's instantly updated with the latest version. So if you're a Mac user, it takes like a few minutes to get started, actually, and it's always updated. You don't have to mess with security settings. The only like things it can't do are like webcam and like microphone recording things. I guess that's for that you would need a local machine, but for everything else it seems superior. And we're going to talk about how proxies are important. Actually, your home network is like the most secure, so we're gonna solve that in some interesting ways. And then so to get access to this, let me see, I think I create a new profile in here. Let's see. Let's create a profile. Okay, this one. Okay, sorry about that. And then let me just show you what it looks like if you don't have. I already purchased all the instances, so I don't have a button. I just want to log into a new account to show you real quick. So if you don't have instances set up, you can still upload a video and it'll generate an agent for you. And then sometime soon we'll have the agents API, like an automated way to see the agents API, so you can just trigger things from any IP address. But for now, what you can do is you can just click Add Cloud AI Team, and then go through the payment setup and stuff. And it's only $18 a month, which is remarkable because maybe I can show you the Google Cloud instances. But basically, they're like $60 a month or something, just base, but not even counting like the network costs and stuff. Let's see. And the way we're able to do is we have like a small angel investment, and it's going to help us grow actually. So We're excited about a creator program. I'll talk about it at the end of class. And these instances will basically pay for themselves. If you don't have anything else to sell, you can sell cheatware actually. It's kind of interesting. We're growing dramatically just organically. And so you can get the same conversion rate. Find images. Machine images. Yeah, so we update, so you can kind of see like we can instantly update them on our end. And then when you hit refresh, you just get access to like the latest version. But each one of these are kind of expensive. They're N2 instances, standard instances, N2 standard instances. But yeah, $60 base. And then you have like network costs and stuff like that. So this is actually a very cheap way to, like, if you're looking to buy a server for automation or you're just hosting a service, it's a very cheap way to get access to a significant server because you'll be able to also host your services on it, use like the live mode, desktop live mode to edit like a back end and front end and build things like that. And that's really exciting. So, and also, even at like the higher price, if you like, if you get 30%, and I'll explain it maybe at the end. It's really exciting. So, so this is what it looks like after you buy the instances. It takes about after you buy it, it takes about 5 minutes for it to set up in the cloud. So give it like 5 minutes and yeah, like refresh the page after 5 minutes. And then it should refresh the page itself. And then there should be a loading bar as well. And then you'll see this, like one of these screens pop up basically. And if you don't, you can hit this button. You'll see a refresh button here. So hit the restart button and that like restarts it. You see it, I restarted mine recently. And what that does is it actually downloads the latest install. So you'll always easily be able to update in like 20 seconds because it's all on the same Google Cloud infrastructure, which is really efficient and fun. It's kind of cool. So, so that itself is really exciting. So if you can now get started in like 10 seconds, and like instantly like generate something here. Maybe I'll talk about that in the next slide. Let's see. Yeah, we're still on slide 1. This is still just OpenAgent Cloud, and it's also useful to prototype agents. So I'll talk about that maybe a little bit later, but everything you can do locally, except for the microphone and webcam, you can do now on the desktop version, and I think much better in some cases too, because it like can run 24/7 and oh yeah, that's the main that's the main use case. And it doesn't like overtake your computer and things like that. And you can scale to thousands in parallel. There's a lot of benefits of doing this. So let's continue. Okay, so this is the Loom to video, the video to agents thing. So I briefly talked about it. So we got the idea, like someone hooked us up with a meeting with the Air Force. That I think they might still be interested. We just have to like set up a demo. That's like probably a big long thing and stuff like that. But we're working on like other larger enterprise customers who are interested in this kind of thing because I think every large enterprise customer has this problem. And every government has this problem at scale. And no one's actually solved it yet. So it is also the easiest way to build agents, I think. No, you don't have to install anything. It's all English targets now. And in order to get to this point, we have to solve several things in order, actually. So, and it was interesting. So maybe this is like an interesting discussion on product design. I didn't know this was going to be the thing when we started. I thought like the ideal thing would be Project Atlas, where you tell it what you want and it builds whatever, which is still a good, like I think we're going to keep 3 modalities. Project Atlas is important for generalized solutions where you don't know how to build it. But this is very good now for if you can record it, you can build it now. So it's even better than like action recorders. There are other tools that have done. We have our own action recorder. And there are other tools that do that, but in order to do that, they have to record like the mouse and keyboard, and they don't like listen to this person speaking. So you can actually do a Loom recording where you give instructions and say things, and it's very interesting. So, and the other interesting thing is those new to action, our action recorder, right? And every action recorder that exists can't solve this unsolved problem of lost expertise. Like, there's like tons of lost expertise, and people have every large business has Loom videos, and the premise behind Loom videos is basically you're teaching someone how to build some process. But they also have old screen recordings, so every business can go back now and generate agents for something. You're probably sitting on some interesting agents if you have friends with Loom videos, so feel free to share this with them. So what I was talking about is like I didn't know this was the thing. Like I thought it would be Project Atlas, and we'll probably have 3 modalities: Loom videos, Project Atlas, and the no code editor, because they're all really equally important. The no code editor is important because you can always build anything. The limitation and complexity. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. Make sure it's still working. The limitation and complexity is actually humans for the no code editor. You can always build anything. You keep adding steps essentially. But Project Atlas and the Loom videos have limitations, you see, because they have context limits. So we always want to learn how to use the no code editor, but these new things make it faster if you can fit within the limits. So that's really exciting. And then I didn't know this was going to be. I only learned this was going to be a thing after meeting like several customers who like repeated this problem. And they said that they had no idea how to solve it, and I was thinking, well, maybe we could go install our thing and do this action recorder stuff, but that doesn't solve the broken problem of already like lost expertise. And it's really hard to get people to go and install something and record their actions while they're doing it. It's much easier. People already record what they're doing and share it with friends and businesses, and that's why Loom exists. So we can just tap into that, I think, and generate a lot of value, solve a lot of problems for every large enterprise and government, make it as easy as possible to record expertise rather than losing expertise. So you can keep like a bank now of just screen recordings. That's all you need to do now if you're a large business. Just start recording. Tell like employees just to record screens and things, just so you don't lose like the tricks to do things. And they'll probably even appreciate it too, because you can save them time and they don't forget things and stuff like that. So it would be cool if we had like an integration with Loom where you just turn it into an agent. That'd be fun. Yeah, I get to think about that. So let's see. Oh, and you can also even test this on our landing page. So if you go to our landing page now, share this with your friends. They don't have to log in. They might have Loom videos. They can just really quickly see if it works or not. And then click this button. And this is a video. I should have included this in the launch video, but I was like trying to get it out quickly. But this is just a simple video of opening Twitter. Ow. Some injuries, sorry. Opening Twitter and posting a tweet. And so this is a tweet. You're probably familiar with this if you remember any onboarding we've done, because I teach this since it actually teaches all the fundamentals of automation, just scraping data, filling out forms, and pulling in an API. And you kind of do all 3 very quickly in this kind of common pattern of replying to something, basically. And so we used to take 20 minutes to teach people how to do this, which is kind of cool. I mean, that was really good, actually. It's not that hard. It just used to take like an hour maybe with writing code. But still, it's kind of like tedious. People would have to go through it. And then now that seems to be the biggest friction, is like the tedium of going through and setting up the no-code buttons and things like that. And it's not that hard. It's just like different. So you have to like figure it out maybe. But this makes it very easy. It like inverts the time to value to 10 seconds where you don't have to figure it out. You maybe have to go back and like edit things if it gets like targets wrong, because sometimes like there's like multiple post buttons on the screen, like in this case, and you just have to be like more discerning and say the small blue post button under the on the right hand side and stuff like that. And that's if it makes a mistake. So, but it's very cool. And so, all right, and let me just click, I guess. And then it's like you upload it. The one on the landing page has like a limit on the size. So, but after you log in, the size limit we've increased to 100 megabyte, I think. And then, yeah, it generates it in about 10 seconds. And depending on the length and the complexity, it generates a no-code drag-drop graph. This is kind of really cool. Like our no-code editor on the desktop version. And you can notice that you can actually edit each of the nodes. And you can even delete nodes and stuff like that. But you can see that the point of this is like everything here is English targets. Small blue post button. This is the Twitter post thing. So GPT-4. I don't know why I did another keep rest mode. Okay. And then, well, I guess maybe we don't need this node, so I can delete this node. So let me show you what you do. You just click that, and okay, and it's gone. And then if you're logged in, you get access to the larger version, which is now limited to 100 megabyte while we're testing and scaling. I just want to see how, like, what the usage is, and if we need to limit it at all. But we're able to not limit it for now, just to see how cool if it can go viral. So feel free to share it with your friends, actually, who have Loom videos, because this is kind of like a fun gift to them. If they have Loom videos, then they have like an automation. They can, like an agent, they can immediately test for $1. It only costs $1 to sign up now for a trial. So, oh well, I guess it's $18 for OpenAgent Cloud. But soon we'll have a way for the agents API to trigger any Linux or Windows instance. But for Windows and Mac, you have to set up like a ngrok or something. So yeah, so that in itself, well, I guess that's free. Maybe we can do that. Yeah. So, but non-technical users would probably prefer this. In fact, in the future, this helps us out. We don't need to personally onboard every customer now. You can just click this button and it sets you up in like 5 minutes and installs everything in the cloud. And I'll show you, it's very useful for prototyping and building in the cloud as well. We'll go through an example today where I'll build an agent in the cloud just to show you the process of how to do it. And so, yeah, let's continue. Yeah, so you can do the same thing that I just did on the landing page. On the dashboard, but the dashboard version has actually buttons that work, so they do really cool things. Let me do this again here. And also, if you guys generate interesting agents, send me like a video of what you do. It's really, I'm just testing this myself. It's wild what it generates. It can do really complex agents. I'm doing a simple example now just so we can test the runtime, but okay. Oh yeah, it did generate a new agent. Okay, so now after it generates a new agent, you can run in cloud instantly just to test it out, to prototype it. So you can click this button and it'll deploy it to one of these things, or you can click schedule, which is much more interesting. So this is something we just released today, which is exciting. So schedule allows you to like directly schedule this agent to run daily every 5 minutes or something. Let's do every 5 minutes. Yeah. So this is actually cron format if you're not familiar with it, but basically you can select a specific minute, hour, day, month, day of the week. By default, it makes it kind of easy to do every specific minute or hour. But if you go through and select each one of these, you can do really obscure, any kind of schedule, basically, like every third Friday in March or something. So you can play around with that. Let's not do every minute. Let's do every 5 minutes. And then you want to try to change anything else? day, every month. That's good, 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 good. And you click schedule, and then you select which instance you want to run it on. So you see I have a list of 5 here. But we can allow you to go to thousands just for this launch week. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to limit it just to 6 because I don't think anyone's no one's buying 6 yet, but it might be a good idea if you want to save money because we're ending the $18 a month trial as soon as. So this is only for early supporters. So we're launching to the public in 3 weeks. There'll be like a big launch, but we're ending the early supporter $18 a month promotion then because we lose a lot of money on that. It's funny. So we can't keep it going forever, but we can like subsidize the cost of it from our angel investment. So you click an instance number. So let me do like 1. And then it schedules the job. So every 5 minutes now it should schedule. We'll wait maybe another 5 minutes. It'll pop up on one of those screens basically. So oh, I should have done the run in cloud version anyway first, but it's okay. This is kind of cool. I'll come back to this. It's like reloading the streams. Okay. And then we can test this on our landing page. That's exciting. Let's log into cloud services. So this is useful because when you're automating the cloud, you need to some way to log into services, but not just browsers. You can actually install any software. You can download Python libraries. You can do you can automate anything at desktop level too. So if you need to create it's like a sandbox. If you're like a researcher, you can think of this as like a sandbox, or even a developer. You can think of this as like an AI sandbox that has access to Python. You can install any Python. I think this is even more secure than doing it on your own machine. So on your own machine, if you don't install Python 3.10 and install the latest version, then it can't install any local libraries. But if you do, it can, and it's useful because it can surprise you. So Project Atlas can install any custom library to solve any question, and we've had onboardings I've mentioned maybe before where we're surprised with what it can do. So basically, TikTok or WordPress, you want to just go into login and log into the services. I'm going to go through an example real quickly and show you how to do it. So when you have access to an instance, there's an edit button you can click here, and then that'll open it in Chrome Remote Desktop. And if you should make sure our Chrome extension is installed. If you're in Chrome anyway, it's not that hard. And then it'll set everything up for you. Actually, we automate the process of the setup using the extension, so you don't need to understand anything if you're non-technical. We're also automating the whole proxy thing, so you don't have to understand anything if you're non-technical. So it does most things for you because there's a lot of ways you can fall through the cracks. And then after it's set up, you can click on one of these. I always pick the wrong one. Yeah, it's the wrong one. So let's go back and get this one. Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah. So we've also automated so that it's gonna first time it's gonna ask you for the PIN, but if you just refresh the page and the extension is installed, it'll give you the PIN because we have the extension tells you the PIN. So it's 203-9131. So type in 203-9131, and then click remember the PIN so that it always does it every time. You don't have to keep typing it in. And then you can log in. You can click cancel there. And then this is actually Debian Linux, but we've pre-installed CheatLayer, the latest version, and Chrome, and Python 3.10. And so this is like a sandbox. You can think of it as really fun. We're entering a new era in CheatLayer, and it's we've had a few breakthroughs like this where it's exciting, and I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. This is another one of those things because very soon we're going to be able to run thousands of agents in parallel just using our angel investment and cloud credits and our users. And the user thing is very interesting because it gives us a path to scale in a way that's not possible on our own. And so we can scale to thousands of agents on our own. But I did this research for a while. I tried to find a way to legitimately buy many TikTok accounts, and there's no way. Like it's not completely hard, and so there's no scalable, easy way to do it. So not thousands anyway. So, but there is. We have thousands of users actually already. So they all can. Some of them have TikTok accounts. Maybe I don't know. Most of them do, but they can easily sign up to TikTok accounts, and TikTok will love that until it gets banned. But that solves our scaling issue, which means that, well, in return, we're happy to share some of our growth with customers who uh, want to make money. So, well, we're actually making like growing absurdly fast right now, like entirely organically. You can check. We're not spending any money on ads right now. We're focusing on reaching product market fit because we're really close. This we believe this is it. Basically, we just need to now make it easier for people to set up and document everything and stuff like that, and have like a few buttons on the dashboard where, like on the no code editor, where you can like open Chrome and control the Linux instance. I think that's gonna be fun. Oh, another other cool things we're gonna do is instead of using Chrome Remote Desktop, you can actually just control it directly from these streams. You can click, and that's gonna be exciting because we have the Agents API that lets you do that. So I think we're very close to product market fit to make it basically as easy as possible um, to build agents and deploy them almost instant. Oh, see, it's ran the Twitter thing. I haven't logged into Twitter on this account, so every 5 minutes now is going to open Twitter and try to run that agent. But basically, it's a simple agent. It doesn't do anything, this one. But basically, it's just going to type. Maybe I can log in. Oh, I can't control this one. Okay, it's okay. But very soon you can control directly in the stream. That's going to be exciting. And then let me go back. So try this yourself. Try to schedule an agent every 5 minutes. And when you do schedule the agent, if you want to remove it from your schedule and you don't want it to keep popping up, it'll pop up here. Wait, let me move it. Here it is. Okay, every 5 minutes. And you'll see the details of the no code graph here. This is really cool as well because I'm going to show you the Agents API soon. So, you can see it has a simple JSON language for opening the. It's really hard to see. Maybe I'll zoom in. For opening x.com and typing something and scraping something and stuff like that. And you can trigger these agents now directly from JSON if you're a programmer. Anywhere from your system, for your servers, you can build agents and trigger them, like directly using like Magic Scraper prompts and things like that. And even the generalized agents that go and do things when you're not sure. There's a general agent. There's a general node that allows you to solve open-ended problems. It's kind of exciting. Okay, so if you want to remove it, just click that button. I think I'll just maybe let it stay because it's not hurting anybody right now. So you can stay, little agent. So let's go back here. You can see this is pre-installed with Chrome. So what you really want to do is log into services. Oh, I've already logged in. Or no, I have Chrome open somewhere. Okay. Let me open my cheat layer thing instead. You can open cheat layer. And then it instantly pops up because it's pre-installed with your API keys. You no longer install API keys, and it's always the latest version. If you want the latest version, just hit the refresh button and it refreshes it. This refresh button. So if you hit this refresh button, it actually let me set them all. Okay. Okay, cool. And then let me come back here. Okay, let's go in order. So that's how you log into cloud services. Building. Oh, let's build something in the cloud. So like this is really also, I think I'm gonna also switch to using this instead of running it locally, because you might notice when you run OpenAgent Cloud locally, it uses a lot of resources. It's like my laptop's really, the loud fan is really loud when I use it. And so when it runs in the cloud, it uses cloud resources and it's just as fast. It doesn't seem like slower at all to me. The only thing it can't do is like use the microphone and webcam. So we're going to go through a full example right now of building an agent on OpenAgent Cloud directly. So, hold on. I've been running a few of these. Let me reset. Okay. I should probably put like a quick start. I can put an icon to do this, what I'm doing now, but decal. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think it's done. Okay. Oh, I might be in the wrong server. My bad. No, I'm in the right server. It's okay. Let's go back. Okay. So it'll pop up with this message. You can click cancel. And actually, you can install any program. There's a Linux, Debian Linux, so you can see like there's other software installed. Like there's a version of Word and Excel, LibreOffice. Basically, there's a Word and Excel. Calc is the Excel, and like simple things. But you can install things here. I mean, not much, but you can install things. And then, oh yeah, my account. Yeah. Oh. I recommend using a Google Workspace account that adds try in front of your business, like I've done here, because this will also allow you to scale up your email, inbound, and outbound agents to these cloud instances. So I don't even know if we have time to go over all that today, but so we'll have another class, obviously, but there's all your phone, SMS, email, all the stuff we covered already can each be scaled up in parallel in a cloud instance, and then so you can resell them to businesses. You have some users doing exciting things with the phone agents, so that's a path of how to do that basically. And maybe I'll get to explaining it one day. So click select all. This gives you access to scrape unlimited data to Google Sheets. And then click continue. And then once you're logged in, yeah, if you're logged into your Google account, then it might log you into like services already. So log into like TikTok. That's a really useful one. And WordPress maybe. Oops. Just sneeze. Let's do WordPress today. So WordPress. I'm gonna build like an SEO agent from end to end. Because we've done most of the basics, but I haven't built many agents from end to end, so I think it's more useful just to understand how I do it. just because it's a different way of doing things than any other tool. It's not that it's harder, it's just like there's practices and patterns that'll save you time, but it's usually easier and more robust. Because if you go back and look at everything that we've done, it's all English targets. Okay, I'm already logged in. Oh, and like the other cool thing is like you'll see that it saves drafts for you, so that's pretty useful. You don't have to like go through actually posting the blog post. So we're gonna build a TikTok agent using OpenAgent Studio now. If you're logged into OpenAgent Studio now, it's only $18. You can follow along with me if you want. And then it's like less than 3 copies a month. I think it's super. It's like for what it is, it's like totally pays for itself because it's actually $60 a month. So it's a big deal. Like I think 80% off or something of our costs. Yeah, yeah, because we have extra costs on top, like networks and stuff like that. So 80% off, and if you think about it, like if you think about the math, like if you just run a TikTok agent, right, daily, it kind of pays for itself. Even just selling any like affiliate deal or brand or whatever top affiliate deal there is, or cheat layer. Like I think we offer the best deal because TikTok only pays 40 cents per 1,000 views, and I'll talk about what we do in maybe the last slide. Okay, so let's open cheat layer. Oops, I opened it twice. I'm gonna close one. If you do that, also close the other one. And you see, it's even faster starting up on Linux. Kind of cool. So it's like instant almost. It's like kind of exciting. And then so, like I mentioned, we have 3 modalities. If you've never seen OpenAgent Studio before, if you're joining us for the first time, I recommend checking out all the classes in order because we kind of build on things if you're non-technical. But it's not that hard to start actually. Everything we do is English, and we try to distill it down to the simplest to help no-code developers, completely non-technical users, and we have completely non-technical users building interesting things now. So on the left-hand side, there's 26 no-code buttons. You don't have to memorize them all, actually. It turns out only 4 of them are used most often, which is Clicker, Scraper, Open Program, and GPT-4. And then the right-hand side, I guess the quick launch menu is gone. There's a log output and a quick launch menu if you save things in the local install folder. And then, like I mentioned, we have 3 modalities. Loom videos is really exciting. Everyone finally has access to that. I mean, I say Loom videos, but any videos works. Video to agents is what it's officially called. And we have Project Atlas. And then we have the no-code editor. Like I mentioned, all 3 are important. You should learn the no-code editor, and that's what we actually teach. You shouldn't rely on Project Atlas, and maybe I think Loom videos is pretty reliable now, but you still have to edit it. So the reason is because these things are like research projects to solve open-ended problems. So they're all equally important though. So the no-code editor is useful for building any agents. It's always useful. The Project Atlas is useful for open-ended problems where you don't know how to solve it. And then Loom to agents is like, I think you can also do the other 2. So that's interesting. I think you can also ask it to solve open-ended problems. And you can build any agent, and the only limitation right now, it seems, is the number of minutes you can process, which is 50, which is a lot. I don't think most people do 50 minutes of work in one sitting. So like most things are just forms actually. So I think it solves a lot of problems. And then you can close it by hitting the escape key. If you click inside the little Project Atlas thing. And by default, you'll see it opened a node or opened something that's here, that's built already. This is actually the last agent that you sent using the video upload. So if you upload an agent to one of these things, it saves the no-code graph for you. So then you can start going back. You can now go back and log into it and edit it. That's really useful. So because now you can actually, like, if it fails, you can now just go like add stuff, or you can start with the video, and then go like if you hit the 50 minutes, and then you can add another video and or like go and add features onto it and things like that. So you can come back now and you can see if you double click these nodes, you can edit what they say. Edit all the parameters basically. Change the websites, make multiple versions for different websites, and so on. Super useful. And it's like you can see like this is like about as fast as running it on your own computer. It's not like it's really not like as I say that I broke it. It's really not that different. Okay. But I mean like usage wise. I should have gotten my mouse. Okay, if you have a scroll wheel, you can click the scroll wheel on your mouse and move the mouse around, and that lets you drag. If you're on a keyboard laptop like me right now, you can hit Alt and click, and that also lets you drag around and navigate basically around the graph like this. And then if you do have a scroll wheel and or you scroll on a laptop, you can scroll in and out like this. And then you can drag these things. If you can't do any of these things right now, hit the escape key. It like sometimes blocks you if you're like selecting something else. So, and then if you hit the escape key, it'll give you access to clicking things again, basically. Okay, so let's build an agent. So let's build a common agent as an SEO agent that we'll actually be deploying as our core agent team. So you don't need to build this, but this is useful to maybe learn some of the fundamentals. And we're doing it now for the first time in OpenAgent Cloud. So if you just set it up, you should now in like 5 minutes have been completely set up and no security setup issues. It's the latest version, and you can now follow along with me. So let's go and copy that URL of somewhere we want to like generate blog posts from. So this can be actually any social website. It can be like a Facebook group. It can be like a Reddit subreddit. It can be like a search on TikTok even. Basically anywhere you want to scrape, or an RSS feed, anywhere public that you want to scrape information from. And Google News is a good resource. So we can go to Google News. And then maybe like search for whatever your brand is interested in. So I think the interesting thing we'll probably do is not just news, is we'll go to we should do this now maybe. Let's go to Google Scholar. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Because this actually looks at the latest research papers. Oh, I am not a robot. Oh god. I hope they let me. They might actually care about it, because people maybe do. They don't do it on my home now. Oh yeah. We have to solve proxies. Okay, so let me explain proxies. I should have maybe done that slide first, but if we had solved proxies, then we wouldn't have had this issue. Okay, so let's see, AI automation. Agents. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so what I want to do is actually provide value. So we'll probably like do a search like this. And maybe I'll do a few more searches to find something interesting that we can provide value on, and actually go open up all the latest research papers, summarize them, and try to make connections and publish them as like blog posts. So let's do this. We'll take this URL now. So you can go find whatever is interesting to you and copy the URL. And this is actually a good practice when designing agents. If you URL encode, you can see some websites URL encode their navigation. This saves you time navigating yourself. You don't have to do the search and filters and all that stuff. You can pre-fill that, and then you'll see that it's in the URL, and then copy it, and it'll get to the end and save you a lot of time. And make the agent a little bit more faster and robust and things like that. So this is a good design practice. And if you come back to OpenAgent Studio, one trick to open up this little Oh, we should go to full screen. My bad. Let's go to full screen. I hope it still streams in full screen. Let me make sure. This is much easier to use. So if you click on the right hand side, there's this like extra menu of cool stuff. This is all Chrome Remote Desktop. So click full screen to get into this. But this is all your keyboard shortcuts now actually work now. But also, let me just make sure I'm still streaming. Oh God, I hope I'm still streaming. Okay, I'll just assume we're still streaming. Um, so now you can hit the Windows key, or I think on the Mac key, the Mac Mac key, and Mac key, and then it'll pop up this quick launch menu, and that's an easy way to get to this activities thing, and you can search through all your documents and stuff here through as well, and then so this allows us to switch between the browser and keep losing my start node. All right. So in the middle, there's the start node and a no code graph. This is what we use to build agents. If you double click the start node, it will open the Linux version of the start node, which allows you to open Linux programs. It's a lot more cleaner. It's interesting. But we can delete the website here. You can actually open any program on the computer that you install. You can, I think you can install even Wine and like automate Windows and maybe remote desktops and like Splashtop into Mac and things like that. So, or even like iPhones and Androids and emulators and things like that. So it's really interesting. But in this case, Chrome, where most services tend to reside. And then I'm going to paste in the URL that I just copied in the start node. And then I'm going to close this properties bin, which saves the data. And then add a magic scraper node. Actually, sorry, that's bad practice. I should add a delay node every time I open something. Like open a website because it like we don't know how long it takes and things like that. So hold on a second. Okay, my mouse is stuck somewhere. Okay. Okay. Let's add a delay node. And then 5 seconds is the default. I think we can use 5 seconds for this. Google is pretty good. And now let's add the magic scraper node. So the magic scraper node is one of these fundamental formal nodes that I mentioned earlier that are used in most automations. And oh, I think you can't even see my head if I go down this far, right? Oh yeah, it's funny. We have the technology. So I'll try to stay on that. It's better for my posture anyway. So it's the innovation of this is actually significant. It's unfortunately. So you can actually scrape anything in English on the screen, which is really powerful. Another tool will require essentially something called code selectors like CSS or XPath or computer vision. And they're all brittle because when you update designs, they break. Or if you update those, they break. So you can't even edit those. So you can edit these. In fact, you're encouraged to. And actually, it's useful because there's like a new solution space by editing these. You can do interesting things. So you can basically, you can accomplish things that are impossible in the tools that only use CSS selectors. So for example, you can add logical reasoning into the scraping operation. You can say things like, only scrape the funny tweets, or only scrape the tweets that include the word cheat layer. Or if there's a tweet that includes the word cheat layer, say yes. I probably mentioned this before. So I'm just catching up people who are joining from the beginning. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to say summarize the papers on agent automation. Yeah, that should be good enough. And let me just show you what some of these other options are. We're going to leave them blank for now, but automation input gives you access to previous nodes outputs, which allows you to like do interesting combinations. So, for example, you can process a scraped message, a DM, email, plus like a Google Sheet that you load in maybe from a previous node, and that Google Sheet can contain like all of like a list of your company's emails and who to route things to, and then automatically you can generate that email using just the Magic Scraper node and these two things, and you can send that email to that person. So in this case, I'm gonna leave it blank. Scrape browser. So this is one of the interesting things we do. You don't have to worry about this if you install an OpenAgent Cloud, but if you install locally, which we don't recommend anymore, because this is much easier, it sets up a server on your computer that actually connects to your browser extension. And that sometimes has issues if you already have servers on your computer, or like a virus blocker or a firewall and things like that. So everything's set up for you and it's all connected. But this allows you to scrape. The point of it is that it allows you to scrape and interact with off-screen elements like links, which is the most important one usually. So usually the most common pattern on the internet is like a search page and a product page. We did that one, a search page and a profile page. And to get that, you need to get links. So you can do that with this example. I would go back and look at a previous bootcamp class if you haven't seen how to do that yet. Okay, so that should be good enough for this. And then, hold on a second. Oh, my bad. Let me turn this off. It's a good thing I'm fast with this. So, sorry, it was running my thing every 5 minutes. So I was like, what is it doing? That could have taken me a while to figure out. That's funny. So, let's open this. I'm the right one. Okay. And let's reopen. Do a few cleanup things. Okay. Do this. Oh, actually, I felt cheap on this. Okay, let me log back into Google News. You don't. Oh no, Google Scholar. You don't have to log back into it, but I just want to make sure it doesn't capture us again. I mean, we can automate captchas actually now, which is interesting. We have a video where you can actually automate the captcha using magic click and things like that. So there's that. But that'll be a longer class. Maybe I should do that in like a future class. So let's go back and if you don't know what just happened, that's okay. That's fine. We can just keep going. Let me just rebuild this, save it. So let's add a delay. Magic scraper. Okay, we're back. And then let's just copy the URL for. Oh, we had a good search. What was the search? Automation, demo agents. I don't think that was the one. I mean, this is good enough for now, but you can do other stuff. Okay. So let's go back to this. Well, you don't have to go back to the start node. You probably didn't make the mistake because you might not have scheduled anything. So you're probably wondering what's going on. But I just scheduled something that was running on this. Okay, so you can get started, delay. summarize the PDF papers. We might need to be more specific in the search, probably. Okay. And then let's open. I really should have gotten my mouse. Let's open WordPress. I think we gotta log into that one. Let's see. So WordPress. If you can sign up to the free trial if you don't have a WordPress, I think. That's what I did in this account. Well, I have another account that I paid for. This is just the one I'm using in the cloud one. I think what I'm gonna do is create like, of course, so I'll explain. When you schedule up to 200 agents into one instance, every parallel instance has the same schedule. So I might have talked about this a little bit earlier, but it gives you an easy path to scale up to thousands of agents. So let's go to posting. Let's add a new post. And I'm following that same design practice that I mentioned earlier, where you navigate to the end and it URL encodes the navigation. Not all websites do this, so to prove that this works, you just copy the URL and you open it in a new tab and you paste it in, and it should load up exactly what you want. If it fails, that means it doesn't work for URL encoding and you got to navigate. But that still works. It's just a little bit longer. So we'll copy this URL and then go back to the editor, and in the open program node, I'm going to replace cheatlayer.com with WordPress. Okay. Let's make sure I rebuilt everything correctly. Delay. All right, now we want a bigger delay right after WordPress, because you can see WordPress is one of those sites that takes like a long time to load. So, sorry, my back hurts. Hold on. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Excuse me. Right. And then, yeah, it's because I'm probably sitting like this for an hour. It's probably it's funny. I should be sitting up, actually. It's kind of funny. Those are the worst seat for boot camps I've ever had. But we've had boot camps where, like, I used to travel between Airbnbs, and we've had ones where I had to sit on a stool, I think. That was probably I should maybe rank my boot camp seats. Okay, so 60 seconds I think is a safe one here, because I don't know how long it takes, actually. But you can trial and error and figure it out. And I think I tried this before, actually, so 60 seconds seems to work. So we can try that. And then next, let's add the GPT-4 node, because we're running out of time, I guess. So I'll try to go a little bit faster. How many more slides do we have? Let's see. Oh, not that many. Okay, we're near the... Oh, God. Wait, what just happened? Oh, maybe I forgot to delete these slides. Sorry. Yeah, we haven't gotten there. Okay, let's come back. And in the GPT-4 node, I'm going to double click it to open it. We're going to generate a blog post. So generate a 5-paragraph blog post and about AI agents from the papers. Add insightful comments and try to form new conclusions if you can. First, generate title, then a new one, then the blog post. Properly formatted with new lines. Okay, that should be good enough. But you can actually add up to 3,000 pages of instructions here. So if you have like SOPs or um, writing styles or internal instructions, copywriting that works well, keywords that you want to highlight, businesses and links that you want to include, you can include that all in here. Most people don't do more than 2 to 9 pages, so you don't need to. It's not like a race, but so. Um, but think of it like you're teaching an employee, but it's not as good as humans yet. It's like a dumb employee. so, but it can get smart if you teach it uh, like a few examples actually. So yeah, I think we're very close to very smart employees actually. so uh, let's. I think that should be enough for that. If we scroll down a little bit, we do want to use automation input in this one. So last one I didn't touch it, but this one I do want the output of Magic Scraper output 2. And that's because we have a Magic Scraper 2 node here. So if it was a Magic Scraper 1 node, I would select Magic Scraper output 1. So like that, we can actually select any of the previous output nodes. This allows recursive prompting, basically, which is really useful for some use cases. So, like this one. so, well, we do want to type the output. So type output is true. And this last one is really a new option we haven't really talked about yet, but you can, if you have loops, you can add the index of the loop run to your prompt at the end of the prompt. So this is really useful. You can say, pick out this row from this scraped Google Sheet, and then add a colon, and then it'll give you the row number, and then it'll loop through that. And then say, you can have an if conditional, and you can say, if this output includes this row, break out of the loop. So you can get out after like 10 whatever specific numbers. It's really useful, basically. It saves a lot of time, I think. You previously could have done this in a convoluted way, but now this saves a lot of. You can do this now like in each node, which is a lot more useful and powerful if you're doing that kind of thing. It's like an advanced loop tool. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that out. That's done for now, I think. Let's see, everything type output is true. Everything is good here. And I think that should be good enough for now. Let's control run. You can also click the publish button, but I like to actually review these. So what it does is it like keeps them as a draft, and I can come back and review them and publish them. We haven't started publishing a lot of these yet, but I'm going to start publishing we have an interesting idea. I think we could start like an agent-powered Reddit where all the articles are scoured by like agents that scour all the latest news, papers, TikTok, Twitter, everything, and like reposts interesting things in subreddits that are generated by humans. So humans pick the subreddits. Agents go scrape the internet because they're really good at scraping things, and find the most interesting thing for each topic and like constantly post news, and then humans can comment on them. So only humans can comment. Humans can't post articles. I think that's a cool design, but I think we should do that for a few reasons, because it's a path to basically generate many different blogs, basically, all pointing to the same brand authority, like one website, without breaking like rules about SEO and things like that. And the comments themselves will generate interesting like SEO juice. So one of the reasons Reddit actually ranks on Google really well is because it has comments, like extra information, and that's valuable to customers who spend extra time reading those comments. I mean, Google just sees like people are reading things longer. I don't think they really know like explicitly what's valuable, but implicitly they figure out, yeah, people are reading these things longer. And so I think if we design things like that's another good reason, like if you can design things that have comments, you can rank on Google. So I think we might do something like that instead of just doing our own multiple blog thing. I think a lot of agencies try to do like many different blogs in parallel, and that's I guess effective, but it's a pain. And this way also our customers can help us grow with our creator program all into the same brand. We can automate it, and we can automate tracking. We can do interesting things if we do that. Okay, so while I was talking, it's actually generating the blog for me using the GPT-4 node. It's going through 5 paragraphs, and maybe next we'll like click the publish button just to like go through and show you how everything works. But at this point, I usually leave it because I don't want it to post things that are weird or like sometimes it like goes off the rails. Like before you set this live, like test it a few times and teach it like you're teaching a dumb employee. So teach it with examples. Like say if you get this as an input, say something like this, and you can give it good examples of copywriting and what you like. And very quickly, this is called multi-shot learning. I should use the official terms instead of dumb employee. It's, is there an official term? Yeah, it's still dumb. Dumb LL Meg, I guess. So, but it's basically multi-shot learning. Okay, so it finished, and it saves it as a draft automatically in your account. And then on your phone, you can like while you're just going, you'll see notifications that you have a new draft on your account. You can hit publish, and that's great. Okay, so maybe I'll hit the publish button next. Let's go back to the no code editor just to show you all the fundamentals. Scroll all. This is actually one of the 4 fundamental buttons. So click magic clicker. In the Linux version, it doesn't take a screenshot, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I think it's much faster. I think I like this. I think all the versions will probably do this. The screenshot is like it only helps you sometimes, and it's only like a percentage of the time it helps you. It's like it's a way to generate and guess what the target is, and it kind of sometimes it helps you. But in most cases, I'm learning that it's not useful. I should like delete it, and it's like too verbose I think right now. So we always have to edit it when it does generate it anyway, so I think I should just this is faster. It's not worth the extra 30 seconds and confusion of teaching people. So target in English, blue button with white text that says exactly says sneeze. There it was. That's that one. That was the sneeze. I didn't sneeze earlier, so you got it. Good job, guys. So blue button with white text that says publish should be good enough. You can also see on the right hand side all the outputs from my magic scrapers. You can go back and check them there. And then, oh, maybe we should add a delay for this too. I don't remember. Let me think. Yeah, we can add a delay. It's not that hard. I hope I'm not getting sick. So next week, I'm actually going to Antler. This like, I describe it as like the Hogwarts for startups. It's in New York. That'll be exciting. I'll do another class maybe after I get there. I don't know if I'll be there first or not, but yeah. Okay. So 5-second delay is fine. Okay, let me run this. I know we're a little bit over time. I think we only have a few more slides. Okay, yeah, so basically in the top right hand corner it gives you a play-by-play. Now it's our opening WordPress again. We gave it a 60-second delay because WordPress takes a long time to load like this. That's like a trial and error process. You should test things. But generally you should give it a delay if you're distributing products because you don't know actually what your customer's internet will be. Your internet might be fast enough, but if you're selling a product to people globally, some people like in other countries might have really slow internets, and so you should add like add a delay and then double it just to be generous, basically, if you're designing it for customers. Okay. So I added it like a generous delay, so it's like maybe 10 more seconds or 20 more seconds. And let's start. It goes. AI agents, the future process automation. I should actually publish some of these. Well, we'll be running. So we're just starting to use this now ourselves. This is really exciting. This is like the bleeding edge. Very soon we'll have hundreds of agents and then thousands of agents in parallel, and we'll be able to do exciting things like multivariate testing on A/B testing for social posts and emails and cold outbound and phone agents all in parallel across different markets. And we can like focus in like every 2 weeks we can see like one of them is working. If we have thousands in parallel, one is going to be the best, and then we can focus on that one and then maybe do extra testing on that thing. That's really exciting. So we have this sandbox of actually thousands of agents that we can sprint out, and our customers can help us spin out, and then we can do testing, A/B testing at scale that has never been done before. No others, like look, no one's tried like A/B testing for social content, for images and videos at scale. So we can like very like minutely figure out, do people like videos with a red background or a blue background? Okay, blue. Okay, now do they like a video with a horse in it? Oh, no, they like dogs. Okay, let's focus on dog videos. I think we can have very interesting like genetic sandbox algorithms in the cloud that maybe even discover things that humans couldn't discover. Some like wild new viral trend that was like beyond imagination, but because it's objectively able to A/B test at a scale that wasn't tried before, like thousands of agents in parallel. And you kind of need thousands to do multivariate testing. It's not A/B testing anymore; it's multivariate testing. So, but that's exciting. So that's kind of cool. All right. So, is it done yet? No, still typing. That's probably what we'll maybe work on next. I think probably we'll work on documentation, tutorials, and stacking our own, like using agents to build cheat layer itself. Because we've been building the platform also. We haven't really had time to take advantage of a lot of these things. And so we're growing mostly organically, but mostly from launches and influencers finding us. And so we can now take advantage of these agents to drive traffic, a constant amount of traffic to our website. And a certain percentage, we've optimized it to like 30% or 28 or something. Actually convert and buy and things like that. And so that's mostly organic right now. And very soon we're going to work on doing it like an automated way and scale and things like that. Oh, my bad. I forgot to set. It's like I think desktop mode. Okay. I mean, browser mode also works, but we have to install the browser extension and then reinstall login to cheatlayer.com. So we should test that as well. I can maybe show you how that works next. But the difference between desktop and browser mode is some websites it doesn't work. So in some cases you have to use one or the other. You kind of learn this through trial and error. But basically, browser mode allows you to click off-screen elements, and it uses the browser element DOM tree to figure out what elements are. The desktop mode allows you to click on the desktop level, so you can automate like Chrome extensions, any program, and even games and things like that. So I'm going to use desktop for this because WordPress is one of those websites where they like make it weird. But for example, like Google Sheets is a canvas actually. WordPress is like a canvas. So you should use desktop mode in those cases. But for example, also some websites have security, like Salesforce has cross-origin iframes. In that case, you need to use desktop mode. But in some cases, browser mode is better. Like scraping off-screen links mostly, or clicking off-screen anything. It's the only way to do it. But okay, so this should be good enough for this now. And I'll maybe do an example of browser mode next and show you how that works. We just have to make sure the Chrome extension is installed and we're logged in. And then we can use browser mode. This is one unique thing that I think we only do as well. So this allows us to 100% replace all previous selector strategies because we can also automate off-screen elements. I think some people tried to copy us, but they didn't solve this. So they kind of copied us, but they didn't actually figure everything out. So it doesn't actually work. So if you don't do this, it doesn't work. But if you do this, then you can 100% replace XPath and CSS selectors and even computer vision because you can now automate any off-screen element. Oh god, I gotta talk again. Just kidding. Like I've been filling in the time between while it's typing by talking. So what did I not explain yet? I can't really move them. I don't think I want to move the mouse. I just want to watch it. But let's see. Oh, I could answer questions. If I can get to the that's not public. It might finish by the time I find it. Okay. Oh, there it is. See if I can see questions. Oh, slides. I forgot slides. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, the guy who talked to us about the Air Force. Oh, yeah, you should set up that demo now. It works. It finally works. Just feed explainer videos to the agent every time updates are made. Sorry, I didn't understand. Oh, I probably went through that already, yeah. Oh, let me share the slides. Oh, I'll do that next. Okay. Sampling here. Oh, we're showing you how to use OpenAgent Cloud. So yeah, you should use the cloud version because it instantly installs. Yeah, I mean we're gonna recommend doing that. Oh, you need the latest Chrome extension update to do some of the things I did. Let me think about this. What do you need the Chrome extension update for? Oh, the scheduler. The scheduler, you need the latest Chrome extension update for. I think. Oh yeah, see how I just click the publish button? If you go back in the recording, you can see like for a brief second in the top left-hand corner, it showed the publish button, and then it clicked it, and then now you got to click it again, but it takes like 5 minutes each time, so I don't want to do it. But you just do it again basically, and you click the like you can now actually it does 2 publish buttons basically. But I like leaving it as a draft, and then okay, so those are all the basics. Now let me give you the slides. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, I don't think the slides will help. I think you should, like, the issue with installing locally is actually there's like a lot of setup and there's like you have to install we do things very uniquely compared to every other automation tool. So we have to install a web server on your computer, and that's how we solve the off-screen browser element stuff. But you don't have to do any of that in OpenAgent Cloud now. So I highly recommend OpenAgent Cloud instead because it's much faster and instantly installs with the latest version. Maybe we can somehow, I don't know, like somehow like remotely install things. I don't know. I have to think about it. Okay, so let me go back here, get the slides. I forgot to share these earlier. Okay, copy. We're a lot over time, so I'm gonna go really quickly for the rest of the slides. And we can think about what we'll do. So I don't know if we'll have time for everything. I want to do a lot of this class actually. There you go. Okay. Let's go back here and continue with the slides. So we're logging into services. We've just built an agent in the cloud. Now you can save that agent. So let me just show you how to save the agent that we just built. Go to File, Save. Now this is now entirely saved in the cloud, not locally. And we can call it maybe Blogger. All right, great. And then we can schedule this using the other scheduler system. So we're probably going to unify this, but it's... So the Loom video scheduler is a little bit faster because you can just directly schedule it. Let me wait. Hold on. Let me if I have it installed here, I can do it. Okay. Let me show you. Oh, also make sure to update the latest desktop version. I think everything today was, though, Open Agent Cloud. You definitely should use that. Let me see. All right, let me start this one. And I just want to show you how to schedule what you just built. I mean, I showed you in the last class, so maybe I don't have to cover this. It's those cards that we covered last time. So they show up in the dashboard after you install the desktop version. So it turns every pre-installed or custom-built agent into a card on the dashboard after you install the desktop version. And you can click the schedule button and then schedule it that way. Okay, so let's now go on to the next slide. Scaling to thousands parallel. Okay, I kind of alluded this. So once you build these agents, you schedule them. You can use both schedulers. I think we have 3 schedulers now. You can even tell Project Atlas to schedule. So in like natural language, you can schedule up to 200 agents in the same instance. If you schedule something at the same time, it even queues the thing. So you can schedule all of them at the same time, and it'll run them right back to back efficiently. So that might be a cool way to do it, like efficiently pack them together. And I think around 200 at max, but I don't think most people will need that many for most businesses. But when you get your efficient, like, I don't think quantity is the thing. I think quality is probably the thing. You should probably focus on providing value, like interesting insight. Like research agents, I think would be really cool if we had, like, users were building research agents that were actually doing independent research. I think that's actually valuable. I think that's spam. That's actually, people would, I think, read that actually. So find interesting things you can do and automate. Like maybe even, I think another interesting thing is like analytics. So maybe go find analytics online, summarize it using LLMs and generate a report and then publish that weekly. People read that all the time. That's great. And then okay, once you've figured that out, you have one instance. I have a bunch running in parallel here, but they're all actually running the same calendar schedule. So once you schedule these instances, these agents, this first instance has the same schedule as this instance and this instance and this instance and this instance. And you can schedule to, like, I mean, I don't know if you can do thousands per user, but probably thousands in total. Because I don't know if the cloud even has that many, so if they'll even give us that many servers, I have to find out. But thousands, yeah, if you wanted to. And then, actually, at least thousands of agents, actually. That's very easy, because each one of these would have 200. This is already 1,000 on the screen. So if you want to scale to that many, and we make it easy because they all have the same calendar and schedule. All you have to do is log into each one using the edit button, like we just did earlier, and log into separate accounts into each parallel instance. So you can set this up any way you want. If you want to do it differently, you can just log into a separate cheat layer account in each instance. But this is the default configuration because it's designed to make it easy to scale up to thousands of agents. And it's designed to focus on one brand, but if you wanted to, you can point them to different brands and like sell this as an agency and things like that. Because if you figure out like a core team that works, typically that scaffolding works for many other businesses in the same market. And you can just go to the next guy and say, hey, we help them do this. It's usually an easy sell. Like once they just see it, it's usually an easy sell. Actually, this kind of stuff is so striking that if you saw one market, most people have no idea what even Zapier is. So you kind of blow their mind just showing them this. It's kind of crazy. So, all right, let's continue. Oh, the agents API. I don't know if I have time. Let's see. Yeah, let's go over it really quickly. Okay, so each OpenAgent Cloud instance, when you have an OpenAgent Cloud instance, will make it a little bit easier to see what your IP address and all that stuff is, because it's not really easy to see that now. So when you click Run on Cloud, it instantly runs it. But next, we're going to update this so it actually shows you an example of the curl request to run the same request, which it'll basically teach you how to use the Agents API, which means that every one of these instances has an Agents API to run everything that you can do with agents using a simple JSON language. And that you can see an example of that JSON language here. But you can scrape data, you can open tabs, you can click things, you can run Python code, any Python code. It's really crazy. You can install entire machine learning libraries, build products, anything in a JSON language in entirely English, meaning none of the targets are code selectors. It's really fun to play with if you're a developer. And you can build tools around this and sell them and things like that. And then this is just an example. If you figure out the IP address, I guess, or you can install ngrok and try this on your home version. This works on everyone's home version, so try it. And then the OpenAgent Cloud version has an IP address that you can also try this with. And so we'll probably make that easier to access in the next few days. Okay, so I guess this is like a preview of it. If you have the local version, you can you can see the IP address. Hold on. All right, maybe I shouldn't do it. It's okay. It's like, hey, I can hack my own website. All right, so the creator program. Let's see. Yeah, we have time for this, I think. So I'm also getting hungry. So really quickly, this is a really exciting thing we can do next. Essentially, we're growing really quickly, mostly organically, and we could grow a lot faster if we focused on, well, probably enterprise sales is what I'm focusing on mostly. But in the meantime, we can do a lot of interesting things. Like, we can change the direction of the market for the better. We can prevent people from Microsoft from deciding how things go if we just teach people a better way of doing things. And so, well, essentially, the creator program is going to be a way for people who are interested in making money. If you don't already have a business yet, you can just sell Cheatlayer itself. We're making money. We're growing organically constantly. We're not even trying to sell it. So if you try to sell it, you will get about the same 30%, 28% conversion rate. You can try it and see. And then, well, different mediums work different. We've noticed Google, organic traffic works best, but YouTube works pretty good because a lot of these things are striking. And so we're going to be publishing pre-built agents that already work for us. We're going to deploy them first because now we can do that and we can scale it up to thousands actually. So we're going to do that. But we're going to you guys can get in on the deal actually. So we're going to have a system where we pay a minimum based on the number of views, like how TikTok does. But TikTok only pays 40 cents. This is what I've been alluding through earlier. They only pay 40 cents per 1,000 views. We'll pay $1 per 1,000 views. And 30% recurring revenue commission, which means every month, every subscriber that you get from these agents that you run, every month that they stay a subscriber, you get 30% of that subscription revenue. And it keeps growing over time. So we have some affiliates from last year who don't really do it anymore, but they made $2,000 a month. And they still get paid because they still have they still have subscribers that are paying and things like that. And so I think our new affiliate system is much easier to work with. Our old affiliate system was a pain because every month we have to calculate refunds and things like that. But now this all calculates everything for us. It calculates paddle subscriptions automatically. We use Tolt, and it automates the payouts, which is also really useful. So you can get both. You can get $1 per 1,000 views plus 30% recurring revenue commission. If you do the math, if you run just like a TikTok agent 5 times a day, if you just look at if you just try TikTok, they do some test traffic just to see how people react to your content. They give you like at least 200 views per video. You can see our TikTok. Like in the beginning, we did like around 200 views per video. And if you can get more, you can get thousands and millions if you have good content, basically. But we're gonna build the engine to figure out what is good content. Maybe even find viral trends, A/B test them, and generate content using all the like runway ML tools, all the bleeding edge video generators. I think that's a super interesting area of research, and we can actually do it at scale with agents, which is very cool and fun. And it combines like a lot of my experience, and it's really exciting. So it's the new frontier. It's cool. So, but you can see like 200 to 700 views, and then if you do the math, if you do like 5 TikTok posts per day, that's 1,000 per day. You get $1 per day. So at $30 per month, I mean, you can do more than that. $30 per month, it pays for itself already. So, like the agent, I mean, we'll probably make a lot more than that. I think we have customers who are selling pre-built agents for like thousands of dollars. So you can probably make a lot more than that because you'll keep growing MRR if you've joined the affiliate program. So you just keep like stacking customers over every month. You should keep growing basically. As long as we stay like at the bleeding edge and actually like do things like world's first video and like build a good product, then you can also get the same benefit essentially without having to go build a product. We did a lot of the hard work of building a big product for a big market, and the market is so large that we're willing to share. So like I don't think we can ever even like reach the entire market ourselves. There'll be people like we all run into that have never heard of each other and cheat there, and so that's how crazy it is. The market for this is so large that we, with our creator program, we could realistically bring in billions of dollars per year for just our creators, and on top of that, make billions of dollars for ourselves. That's how large this market is, and it's not been touched yet. That's kind of crazy. So we just have to do everything well, and like what I was mentioning earlier, we have the ability to change kind of fate. If we share this with enough, like this way of doing things rather than Microsoft's way of doing things, people are, I'm sure, gonna prefer this way. We're making a lot more money for them, I think, and Microsoft is going to extract as much money from you as possible. It's kind of funny. We have opposite business models, but I think people will prefer ours. So okay, okay, that's good enough for today. I need to go get lunch. Oh wait, let me answer some questions real quick. So, babe, I like this. I don't know it in my phone, so. Can you share? Oh, did I share? I think I shared, right? Yes. Okay. Can we use Feedly with it? Yeah. I mean, you can use any service. So let me show you a quick example. You can integrate any service using the API integrations with send data and get data. So you would use these nodes, send data, if they have an API. If they don't have an API, you can automate any process manually you've done on your computer. So the other option is, this is a really cool option in some cases. We have some customers who are like directly automating like SEMrush instead of paying hundreds of dollars for their API. You can just automate the dashboard. And if that's within user limits, that's good enough. That's pretty cool. So anything you've done manually, you can automate. Yeah. And now in the cloud, and I shared the slides. Let's go. A question. My desktop version, could that be instant? Yeah, it might not be installed correctly. So I would, in step 1 of the setup instructions, we have to usually walk people through setting up things. So they're actually, this is why we, like one of the reasons we built OpenAgent Cloud is because it's different for each customer, because we set up a server on their machine. So if you go here in step 1 of the setup instructions, there's a calendar for installing locally. And then it's required if you install locally, and then we'll probably help you set up, like figure out whatever that thing is. It could be like a firewall, or you don't need to know what it is. I can figure it out usually. But I think the ideal thing is just OpenAgent Cloud. This, you saw like today, I just set it up. If you hit refresh, it restarts in 10 seconds. and it's all completely installed basically. So I think that's what we'll recommend to customers. But even when using the cloud version, yes, you need the Chrome, but it's already installed in the cloud version. You'll notice I didn't install it in the recording. It was already pre-installed in the cloud version, and it comes pre-installed it auto updates with the latest version. So both auto update with the latest version and the cloud version. And so this is a very easy way to get started because everything's like in 5 minutes, you're ready to go and automate things. You just got to log into accounts. You can follow this video and just do what I did today, I think, and get started. If you had issues earlier with like installing things, like someone mentioned earlier, it's only $18. I would take advantage of this. You can get started and start building, especially if you're building like a product, like even just like selling CheatLayer itself should pay for itself with one of these cloud instances. And we'll be publishing pre-built agents that you can run that'll probably do a lot better. So, okay, let me come back to this again. I don't think I posted the link to the video. Oops. Okay, so let me post a link to the video I want you guys to share. YouTube. Basically, the link to our video to agents. This thing. You can cut it up and like do the stuff that influencers do on TikTok and stuff. Share this video. This is just to join the creator program. It's not that hard. You just have to share it somewhere. So you don't have to do anything. You just share it. But send the link to your public shared post on YouTube, Twitter, or TikTok to support@cheatlayer.com, and we'll automate processing the views, and we have a leaderboard actually. I can show you. I mean, there's no one. I'm not going to show you now because there's no one submitted yet, but it'll automatically keep track of who's sharing the most. I think that would be kind of fun. And we'll reward the top people every month. So we used to, if you're an early user, you might remember every month we used to do a giveaway for white label access. We're doing the same thing again. So every month for the creator program, the creator who gets the most views will, like over 1,000 views, will get free lifetime access plus access to our VIP group. And we're going to start it off with just this promotion. So just share this video. To start, you just share this video. But going forward, it might be competitive because you can actually build anything you want. You can build cool things with like the webcam and recorder nodes. And I've seen users build really interesting things that could get tons of views if you just recorded a video and put it on Twitter or something. And that could actually help you as well because it'll help you grow your network, your distribution for your products, things like that. So it's not like a one-way street. This is growing a brand online is always going to be useful for when you get a product to sell, actually. And in fact, the harder thing is distribution. It's not building the product. In fact, that's usually the easier thing. So there's many developers who can build anything now, but most of them don't have distribution. So this is an easy way to automate getting it. You can see like our Instagram. I'm not like a social media guy. If you haven't figured out. Like we got 4,000. This is my dog's Instagram. It's not mine. We have 4,000 followers, and it's just of our travels, digital nomading. But I didn't get we automated this. This was automated. I didn't do this. So we're gonna apply some of those same techniques basically to help you grow any brand on autopilot, but in the next generation of automation. The last generation of automation, we did likes and follows and things. I think the next generation is basically social automation. It's actually generating good content, giving the networks what they want, which will put us right next to the other viral videos and be an effective way to grow any brand on autopilot. And actually, and not like a I think the old way was kind of spammy. This is more like a morally sound way because it's actually generating useful, insightful content and things like that. Oh, you have a desktop instance. Okay, yeah. I think, yeah, we'll also probably extend this cheaper version to anyone on the creator program, like this cheaper version of the instances, just to like incentivize joining the creator program, because at least $18 a month, like I mentioned, we get charged $60 a month for the server. We're losing money on these, but also it kind of pays for itself if you start with the creator program and we start tracking those views. You can very quickly get like 18,000 views, I think. and so we'll just pay you directly back for the instance. So it'll be free. If you can run that, and then you can run your own agents on top of that. Like I don't think you need 200 agents to do this. Yeah, to get 18,000 views. Yeah, yeah, it's really cheap. Yeah, we're able to subsidize it through an angel investment. So take advantage of it now. I think we won't keep doing it in the future. They'll probably force us to stop if we get investors. So, uh, oh, how can you have multiple agent settings for multiple projects? Oh, so right now we need to set you up with the business automation plan. So if you go to the billing page, there's a business automation plan, and then every email, you set up separate emails to log in. Every email will have a separate setting and things like that. We're in Open Agent Cloud. We're adding the way for each one of these agents to have their own inbound, phone, SMS, and all that stuff. But I don't think I'll have time to cover it. I mean, there is a way to do it now, but I don't think I have time to cover it now. So it's like kind of technical. So we'll probably automate it some of it more for the next class. Yeah. But the easy way to do it now is just to sign into separate accounts. So you can definitely do it. You just have to sign into separate accounts for now. Let's see. It should be good for now. That's all the questions. When you can join the creator program now, actually. All you need to do to join the creator program is just share a link to this video in the slides. So I just added the YouTube video, actually. It's a video of our video to agents YouTube video that was just published on our YouTube video. This video. So share this. You can cut it up. You can edit it. The point is to get the most views, because if you get the most views, you'll get a free lifetime account plus access to our VIP group chat. And you can join the creator program just by sharing this video. You don't have to get any number of views or anything. You just share the video. But the people who get the most views, we'll give them something. Like maybe like the top 10 or something, we'll give them something. But number one definitely gets a prize. They get access. They get a lifetime account for free and access to the VIP group. This is just a start. We're going to keep doing this every month. We're going to give away lifetime accounts every month to the number one creator every month. Over 1,000 views. And I think this is going to help us grow not only Cheat Layer, but you will also make money if you just join our affiliate program. Because we're growing. You can see we're growing. If you look at like our Paddle and SEMrush and everything, we're not paying for ads right now, and we're growing faster than ever. It's just kind of crazy. So I think when we pay for ads, I mean, we shouldn't spend money on ads right now. We're very close to product market fit, but when we raise money, we'll pay for ads, I think. It will grow much faster, but we don't need to do that. We can actually grow it could possibly grow like entirely organically and not even have to raise money. So it all depends on how this happens, because this is something no one has done before. This scale of agents, thousands of agents doing multivariate testing, no one has really done anything like this before. So it's really exciting. It's like another one of the reasons I have no idea where we'll be in like a year. Like we have no idea what direction these agents will. If we test every 2 weeks, they're going to go in a direction. There will always be, every 2 weeks, there will always be one agent that has the best choice. So it's really interesting to, I just want to get started. I want to like deploy thousands of agents, start the creator program, start tracking this. I want to see what happens. It's so funny. So let's do it. Okay. Yeah, the official way to join the creator program is to email your link, your public link of posting it, this video somewhere, to support@cheatlayer.com. It's in the slides. You can see it on the video now. Okay. See this. So this is how to join the creator program. You're in the creator program for submitting. Yeah. And then what platform? Oh, it says right here. You can share it on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. That's the only ones we can count the views at. So if they have some way to count views on the other ones, we could do it, but we can't automate it. And I don't want to manually check all these. We're gonna actually I'll show you the agent that we used to automate. It's not that hard, but it's fun. All right, I think that's all the questions, guys. I'm gonna go have lunch now. I'm super hungry, but we'll have another class next week. So next week we're gonna cover some. Oh, I didn't even mention proxies, right? So don't log into these accounts with like your personal accounts unless you set up something called a, wait, did I skip? It's in here somewhere. Did I delete proxies? Hold on. I'm pretty sure I wrote down something about proxies. Oh, I might have deleted the notes somehow. It's okay. But I can just explain it because I know what I'm doing. So the point about proxies, I wanted to explain something about proxies. So You should install mobile proxies for social networks, and you should install residential proxies for scraping. And we're going to automate proxies so you don't have to install anything actually. We just haven't done it yet. So for now, you can set up proxies if you want to scale up to many things. But you should not install proxies if you just want to run your own brand. If you're only running your own personal brand, the safest thing is actually your own personal network, your home network. And that's because in 2017, the big networks and internet people started tracking IP addresses, which means people changing IP addresses and even the graphs between them. So they know when you change that, and that they give you like a trust score and things like that. So using any proxy actually lowers your trust score. So you actually look safest on your home network as like your normal person on your home network. And the way we're going to solve that is we're going to have two options. We'll have an option where you can just run your brand. We have like a switch to make it easy for non-technical users. If you're a technical person, you can set this up now. The only reason I'm not showing you how to do it is because it's too technical for some of our customers. So what you can do is you can install a Squid for Windows on your Windows machine. There are local proxies that you can install on Mac and Linux as well. And set up a proxy computer, local proxy network on your home computer, and then set up the proxy on your cloud instance when you log in. And this will be useful for automating your own personal brand. That means it'll just always look like it's on you on your home network. And if you stay within local human limits, then it'll be fine. You won't get blocked. I've tested this for years. That's totally fine. And that's because you always look like you're on your home network. But if you want to scale beyond thousands of agents like we're trying to do, that's one of the reasons we're doing the creator program, actually. We can't really effectively scale to thousands of accounts. Like I mentioned, we can't buy thousands of accounts effectively because they track that. So you guys already have accounts, but in return, we'll give you money. So if you want to scale to thousands of accounts, I'll need to probably show you this in next class. I'll show you how to set up all the proxy stuff, but we'll release a product that'll make it easy to do this stuff. So we will, by default, each OpenAgent Cloud instance will have, by default, a mobile proxy, and then you can switch that if you want with like an upgrade. And if you want to run things for your home network, you just have to install, we'll release something. You just have to install something like a proxy on your home system, or you can install like one of the open ones too, and it'll set it up for you. We'll release something that sets it up for you because we can automate some things like your user account and stuff like that. So we can detect like what your user account is and just like set up the proxy so it always stays on your home network. So that's what I want to do. It's ideal so that non-technical users don't mess up proxy settings and get banned and stuff. So I want to make sure it's like easy as possible where you can have a choice between scaling or running your own brand basically, and it's like a switch. So stay tuned for that. We're going to release that in the next week. But until then, you should, if you're technical or if you're non-technical, just log into any new account. If you're automating in the cloud, always just log into a new account. Think of this as a satellite account. All the big influencers do this. You'll probably notice they have satellite accounts that are like underscore something. And you can use this to target specific markets and things like that. And it doesn't matter if you lose them, that's fine. But this is just for like testing automations and growing brands and driving traffic, and that's totally fine. And even scraping data, you can use these for scraping public data. That's actually completely legal in the US at least. And so the only things you can't do is scrape like logged in stuff that they can track you. So you have to be careful with doing stuff like that. So that's why we're releasing this proxy system where you don't have to think about proxies. We'll automate, every instance will have its own mobile proxy because most of these automations will be social automations, which makes the deal even cheaper because mobile proxies will be like, they would cost you like $10 a month anyway or something. So it makes it like super cheap. And then we'll solve the proxy issue for like social automations. And then if you want to run your own brand accounts, like my own Instagram or something like that, you can install this thing. We'll release like this open source Python tool that allows you to automatically set up your own home proxy. Okay. So that's all I'm really hungry. I gotta go. I think that's all I got time for today. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Next week we'll cover more advanced scaling up everything that I did here today to like hundreds of agents in parallel, including the SEO, ads, monitor agents, and actually using this stuff for cheat layer stuff. I'm going to share like how it's working for us and stuff. All right. Cool. I hope I'm still streaming. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you guys.